All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome into the channel. So, what I'm doing here today is going over this case of Jerry Lee Martinez in Kingsville, Texas. And in this case, his daughter gave birth inside of a Walmart in Kingsville, Texas. His daughter gave birth inside the Walmart in Kingsville, Texas. And the baby sadly passed away. The baby did not make it after they rushed the baby to the hospital. The baby did not make it. Now there has been an update, police affidavit released, and we've got some major updates that came out. But let's get into it. We're gonna go over the news article first, and then we'll get into the affidavit and the disturbing details of this. Okay, so here we are. This is what we're sharing. This is the picture of Mr. Jerry Lee Martinez, and he's the father of the teenager that gave birth in the Walmart. And as you can see, father arrested after teen daughter gives birth in Walmart bathroom. Employees find baby dumped in trash can, cops say. And again, this is the picture of him. In this, he's 45 years old. And when this originally came out, as I stated, the initial news release was a baby has been found in the bathroom in Walmart, rushed to the hospital. Then a second update came out where they said the baby passed away and the father was arrested. We had no idea what his charge was at that point. We just knew he was arrested after they figured out who gave birth and who was with her. She was taken to from when it was first released. They said, "Hey, she's in a safe place. We have her, but we have her father. He's in custody. He's going to be charged." That was the initial release. So here we go. 45-year-old Texas father has landed himself behind bars after his daughter allegedly gave birth to a baby in the bathroom of a Walmart. The baby was later pronounced dead. Shortly before 10:30 p.m. on Monday, Walmart employees called the Kingsville Police Department. So this is fairly new, and all of this is coming out fairly quickly because this happened Monday. This article was released the 15th. So I want to say this article was released Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Because this was so yeah, this was here was released within 24 hours. Well, less than 24 hours of everything happening. Okay. So back to what I was the article I was going over. Everything happened on a Monday night. Because you see it says 10:30 p.m. on Monday, the Walmart employees called Kingsfield Police Department after they found a newborn in a trash can in the bathroom. Employees were conducting life-saving efforts on the baby, who was then transported to a local hospital. Police said doctor pronounced the infant dead, according to a press release. So the baby died shortly. So like they were giving CPR trying to revive the baby, but I'm not sure the baby ever even took a breath or how we won't know that till later on if the baby was born living and then like we don't have those enough of those details to come in on there. All thing we know is the baby was found. They performed CPR life-saving measures. Baby got to the hospital and shortly afterwards pronounced dead. Cops looked at surveillance video, which showed a 17-year-old girl walking to the bathroom. After about 40 minutes inside, she came out and walked to her car in the parking lot, police said. Some 30 minutes passed until the employees found the baby. So again, we don't know if that baby in them 30 minutes was struggling to breathe. We don't know. Around 11 p.m., officers spotted the teen's vehicle and stopped her. Paramedics rushed the girl to the hospital where she is receiving treatment per the press release. Police arrested the girl's father, 45-year-old Jerry Lee Martinez, on a charge of abandoning and endangering a child with criminal negligence. He's at the Cleburne County Jail without bond. So initially that night when they got her, she was taken straight because of course she just gave birth. So they got to check her and make sure that everything they need to expel is expelled and she's fine. No. And we do know she's 17 years old. At one point I didn't know they had released her age, but now we know she's 17 and dad is 45. Okay. His initial charge when they came out with this press release the next day, less than 24 hours later, is that he was charged with abandoning and endangering a child, which basically he was charged in connection with the baby being left at the Walmart. Is what they initially charged him with. But now we know more and more has came out, and we're going to get to that in a minute. The teen remains hospitalized, and police plan to interview her once she's released. The press release did not say whether the baby was alive at birth or how the child died. Cops say more information is forthcoming. We extend our deepest condolences to all affected by this tragic event, police wrote. Cops continue to investigate the incident. Kingsville is located about 45 miles southwest of Corpus Christi. So we deep in Texas. Let me see. Make sure my video got sound and everything. Sound and everything. So it seems like I do. Okay, I ain't got to keep it up. I just want to make sure my sound was coming through. Okay. Kingsville is located about 45 miles southwest of Corpus Christi. Texas has a baby Moses law, also known as a safe haven law, which allows parents to drop off a baby less than 6 days old at a designated emergency infant care provider. So basically what they're saying with this law is she could have dropped the baby off somewhere like a hospital, a fire department, or a police precinct and face no repercussions. But again, this is a 17-year-old. We don't know where her state of mind was that night when she did what she did. Okay, this was the initial press release. This all the information they initially released. Now let's go back because again, like I said, more and more is coming out since all this happened. They've released more and more information. So let's get in to what they now released. Okay, 2 days ago. So this was 3 days ago. Okay, this was 3 days ago. So this came. So let me see. So this had to be Thursday when this here was released. What's the date on this? So this was released the 17th, and then it was updated on the 18th. Which was up. So yeah, it was this news article here. This information here came out Thursday, and they updated it Friday. 3 News has obtained the arrest affidavit that led to Jerry Lee Martinez's arrest for sexual assault of a child. In the report, a Texas Ranger said he was called in by Kingsville Police Department detective working the case after the investigation led them to discover Martinez was with his 17-year-old daughter when she left a dead newborn baby in the Kingsville Walmart bathroom Monday night. Let me see. We can listen at this first.
An accident with a company car, truck, SUV, van, or fleet vehicle is not just another car accident. Thomas J. Henry has a team of skilled company vehicle accident attorneys ready to fight for you. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
Begin with that tragic case out of Kingsville where a newborn baby was found dead inside a Walmart bathroom on Monday. Tonight, the father of the teen girl suspected of abandoning that child is facing a new charge for sexually assaulting his own daughter. Those details outlined in an arrest affidavit obtained by 3 News. Our Bill Churchwell joins us now with the latest. Bill?
Jerry Lee Martinez is being held on $1 million bond tonight after his teenage daughter told counselors she had been sexually assaulted by her father several times over the last 2 years, saying that Martinez was the father of her child. In the report, a Texas Ranger said he was called in by a Kingsville Police Department detective working the case. Investigators discovering Martinez was with his 17-year-old daughter when she left a dead newborn baby in the Kingsville Walmart bathroom Monday night. A forensic interview with the teen was later conducted at the Children's Advocacy Center of the Coastal Bend. It's where the girl told counselors that her father sexually assaulted her several times over the last 2 years. She also told investigators he was the father of her child and had taken her to Mexico to have the baby aborted Monday. The report states that the girl said this is why the baby was stillborn when it was left in the bathroom. She stated that once Martinez found out that she was pregnant, he struck her in the stomach on, quote, several different occasions. Martinez appeared in court Thursday morning after being arrested Tuesday for child endangerment in relation to the case. The 45-year-old Mathis resident is also charged with tampering with a witness and tampering with evidence. And his daughter is not in police custody. We're told she's in a secure location. That's according to the Keysville police chief. We'll, of course, continue to follow this story.
So that's just one thing we can look at. Let me see. I'm gonna go through here and see what the article says. Let's see. The girl told investigators Thursday Martinez her father had began touching her inappropriately when she was 15 years old and forced her to have sex with him. She said he sexually assaulted her several times over the last 2 years. She also told them he was the father of her child and that he had taken her to Mexico to have the baby aborted Monday. The report states that the girl said this is why the baby was stillborn when it was left in the bathroom. So what this is sounding like is he drove her to Mexico to get some abortion pills. They don't and they gave her the pills and she immediately went into labor. And had that baby. It didn't take long with so and I mean every pregnancy is different and going into labor even when and people are saying miscarriages don't she didn't have a miscarriage. I don't know if they gave her something because this is not a miscarriage when you go on labor when you have the baby on your own, the baby passes and you pass the baby out. This wasn't so much so. This wasn't a miscarriage. This was them forcing her to go into labor. And also what we heard in the video is he didn't punch her in the stomach too, trying to force her to have a miscarriage. Um, and we did learn here that girl did say the baby was not breathing when she gave birth. But even still, the fact that he had made her have he forced her into labor is was getting me. It's like first you it's like you done traumatized her multiple times. First you done been raping your own daughter for several years, for at least 2 years. And then on top of that, you got her pregnant. As soon as you found out she was pregnant, now you trying to figure out what to do about this baby that's inside her stomach. So now you just start assaulting her, hitting her all in her stomach, trying to force her a miscarriage. And when that didn't work, you drove her to Mexico, seemed like to get some abortion pill and force her to take the abortion pills. And then she delivered a baby. It wasn't even time to, and it's probably why the baby didn't survive because he forced her to take them abortion pills, and she went most likely she took them pills and on they drive back, she was like, I gotta go to the bathroom, my stomach hurting, I'm bleeding or something. And she went in the stove and ended up in and they said she was in there about 40 minutes. So most likely the pills kicked in. Cause usually with them abortion pills, and I'm gonna look into this. But from what I understand, with the abortion pills, you have to take one, then so many hours later you take another one. But in this instance, if he had drove, because she said he drove her to Mexico that same day. If we look, because it say he hit her in the stomach. And she told them that that he was the father, and that he had taken her to Mexico to have the baby aborted Monday. So basically, they didn't do the usual abortion where they expel everything and then you leave the place. Look like they did hers by giving her the pills to force her into labor, to force her to go ahead and have for the baby to deliver. And that's what ended up happening. By the time they got back, she on the road was driving. She ended up the baby started to come. She was starting to expel the stuff because they had gave her the abortion pills, is what it seemed like. So and then here in this news article, the official said it was possible Martinez could face additional charges when he appeared in court Thursday morning after being arrested Tuesday for child endangerment, abandoned criminal negligence in relation to the case. The 45-year-old Matthews resident also was charged with tampering with the witness, tampering with evidence. Neither the Kingsville Police Department officials nor the Cleburne County District Attorney have released the basis for those tampering charges. So right here in this, they hadn't released no information outside he had been charged with the baby, and then they did an update because like I said, this article was released, and then within 24 hours there was an update on it on the 18th, and the update is the top part where they talked about him being in $1 million bond and him sexual assaulting his daughter. But the bottom part is when everything initially, and right here his bond was initially on the 300,000 because as you can see, it says 105th District Court Judge Jack Pulcher said Martinez bail for each of the three charges at 100,000 each, making a total 300,000. So this was the original article where they was explaining what happened, what his arrest was about, and all of that. And it says he can't have no contact with the victim And apparently there's a witness because it says witness, and it says she was not in police. So they made sure they kept telling everybody that the girl was not in police custody, but that she was in a secure location. So basically, she's not at home, but she's not in police custody. They have her set up somewhere secure and safe. I know she was at the hospital for a bit too, and then you can see two different police departments were investigating, and then we're gonna go back. And here we go. Let's see. Is this a different one? Let's see what there. If it will play. I guess this ain't got no sound, no way.
Hoffman. So a second arrest has been made in connection with a teen who is accused of having a baby in a Kingsville Walmart and leaving it in the restroom trash can. According to Mathis Police Chief Willie Figueroa, they received a call from the Kingsville Police Department about the situation. They decided to make their own investigation with the Texas Rangers. Mathis Police Department arrested Mario Duran. Duran is the stepdad of Jerry Martinez.
Hold on before we get there. Let me see. So they must, let me see. Okay, yeah, so they had posted it at Twitter and then about, okay, so before we get to that part. So this is where they state the father of teenage girl who is accused of leaving a newborn baby in a Walmart restroom is now facing a fourth charge. So this is when they came out and said, hey, he's now charged with sexual assault of a child. And then we do know now that it was a baby girl that was found in the trash can because it's mentioned that the newborn granddaughter in the restroom trash can. Soon after, officers found Martinez and 17-year-old daughter in the store's parking lot where Martinez was arrested. His daughter was rushed to the hospital. And see, now his total bond is 1.3 because he on the million for that fourth child, that rape child, and then it 300,000 for them other child. And then Thursday evening, so his stepfather, 60-year-old Mario Duran, he was charged and booked into the San Patricio County Jail. His bond was set at 300,000. Figueroa would not release any details about Duran's arrest, stating it was an ongoing investigation. So I'm trying to see, do they eventually? Let's see. It said. So yeah, they haven't released who it was because they charged him with tampering with the evidence with a witness. So apparently he threatened somebody, but we don't know who was threatened yet. So I was trying to figure out because it doesn't say. It just say the grandfather. So we know the other person was his stepfather. Wait, where it says no. Let's see. And what's going on is basic. So what I can gather from all these news articles, I'm sorry for the silence for a second. I'm just trying to get the articles and look through. Okay, so this was some of the original. So, like I said, the details that's coming out in this is very disturbing. Because this man not only, like I said in the beginning, raped his own daughter. Not only did he decide to rape his own daughter, he then decided once he found out he had got her pregnant, he decided he was gonna kill this baby by any means necessary. Cause see, he couldn't let her have that baby, cause her giving birth to that baby was gonna reveal his sick, nasty behind for what it were. He didn't want nobody to know what he was doing. So he came up with the brilliant idea that he was gonna abort this baby. And hello to whoever very welcome in. So he decided he was gonna abort this baby. He was gonna make her lose this baby by any means. He first started by trying to make her have miscarriage by punching her in her stomach several times, which she's already told to the people that's talked to her because they took her to a child advocacy center after she went to the hospital and was treated, checked at the hospital. She would then went to a child advocacy center where she could be interviewed by professionals and by police to get her statement to find out what was going on. And thank God this baby had the courage to speak up to say, "Hey, this is what happened. This is what he did to me for the last two years or so." And then I got pregnant, and he wanted this baby dead, and he got rid of this baby by any means necessary. Thank God that that baby girl was brave enough to tell her story to them police officers and them people that was investigating and speaking with her. Because a lot of times you we see in cases like this, we don't get we don't get the side of the child because the girls are so traumatized that they're saying, "Oh, my baby dad is a boy my age," somebody like they'll hide it because they're so scared of the perpetrator. And in this instance, it was her father. So I know this baby had to be scared, afraid, traumatized all the day by this man. Not only did he rape her, but again, he assaulted her, physically assaulted her to try to get rid of the baby that she was carrying after he impregnated her. Um, Probably never took her to the doctor or any of that. Probably found out she was pregnant because she probably told him I ain't come on my period. He made a probably pee on the stick or something, and that's how it come out she was pregnant. Cause I know he didn't take her to the doctor and tell the doctor my daughter pregnant. This woot the woo, cause it would have came out at that point. He probably figured out she was pregnant and wanted that baby gone. So try to erase anything tying him to the fact that he was sexually assaulting this girl. However, it came out when he drove her to get that abortion, and what it seemed like is we don't got 100% of it, but this is what I'm gathering from what I'm seeing and from what I'm reading when they say he drove her to Mexico for an abortion, and that's why she had the baby in the Walmart bathroom. So what I'm gathering is he drove her to Mexico, got the abortion pill, forced her to take both pills at the same time, which they don't recommend. You don't supposed to take both of the pills. It's supposed to take one, allow it to work. It's supposed to start the process, and then if need, you take the second pill. He looks like he forced her to take how many ever one or two or how many ever they gave. He made her take enough to where she went in labor to while they was on the road, and he had to pull over at this Walmart, and she went in the bathroom and was in there 40 minutes in labor. Poor girl, 17-year-old by herself, labored. They said she was in the bathroom about 40 minutes or so, and then she came out. So she was in there in labor, pushing this baby out. Well, I ain't gonna say well, yeah, this is what you want because although the abortion pills initiated everything, she was in labor. She still had to feel the pain, the cramps, or what have you. I know some people might say it's not full blown control, but it's pills that forces your body to dilate, your cervix to dilate, so this you can basically give birth, get this baby out of you. And that's what they did. They gave her the medication. Her father went took her to Mexico, got the paper, the pills, gave them to her to force this abortion on her. and she gave birth in that Walmart alone, scared, not knowing what's going on. All she know is she pushed something out, pushed his baby out, and she wrapped the baby up and left the baby in the bathroom. It's probably was his instructions when you go in there. If you push the baby out, just wrap it up, put it in the trash can. That probably was his instruction. We don't know that because she hadn't said that. But I'm feeling like this might have been what he told that baby when he pulled up to that Walmart and she went into that bathroom. And then they say she came out and she got back into the car. For me, look looking at it, I know that that baby all the way traumatized. Got to be traumatized after all she went through, after what he put her through from again getting raped over 2 years for the 2 years time period by your own father, and then he assaulted you to try to get this baby out of you. He punched you out your stomach, and when that didn't work, he forced an abortion on you. That baby gonna need therapy probably for the rest of her life. Cause what she went through was a very traumatic event, and that scars you. Sexual assault, it scars you, and then for it to be your own father to be the one raping you and impregnating you, that adds a whole second layer to this. And my heart goes out to this young lady in her 17 years of life. She went through a lot. She's went through a lot. And I'm sure it's gonna take a lot for her to get to a place even to feel some normalcy again. It's never gonna go back to normal, but to at least feel some normalcy again, it's gonna take a lot for her to get back there. Her mind has to be in the man. Then he's charged with tampering with the witness. I'm concerned, did he have some type of contact with her or a contact with somebody that threatened him to tell her what to say? So she wouldn't talk. Like, I'm concerned on that charge because they didn't elaborate. They just said he's charged with tampering with the witness. We're waiting on further information on that. I just wanted to come on here right now and just go over this whole situation because this is now, I know at least because we had these two other young girls that both came up missing because a grown ass man decided that they was attracted to a young teenage girl. These other two babies came up missing, and I don't think they found one of them. I know for sure they never found her body. And it was the same type of situation. Somebody in the family that was close to the one that's I know that's still missing. Her uncle is the one responsible. Her auntie's husband. He's responsible for her disappearance. He was sleeping with this baby, well, raping her. Just say what it was. He was raping this baby because she's not old enough to consent. This baby wearing Victoria's Secret panties and bras, and he watching her and grooming her and start sleeping with this baby, and he got her pregnant, and I think she was 4 5 months, maybe long, maybe farther along, and he wanted to get rid of her baby. Let me pull that article up too. Huh? I'm live. So the one baby that I was speaking of, the one that she's still missing is this one that was in Jacksonville, Florida. This baby, Iana Sawyer. His name was Jonathan Quillis. And it was another one, and it was either around the same time. But we're gonna look at her case first since I was able to pull hers up first. Okay. And this here happened about 2023. And this is this monster, Jonathan Quillis, and then this is his niece, Ayanna Sawyer. Okay. This baby was never found. It said the trial of a Florida man accused of raping and murdering his pregnant teenage niece began Thursday, nearly 5 years after the 16-year-old girl vanished. Um, Oh, so the trial started in 2023. Oh, so all this happened in 2019. Okay, so yeah, 20. Okay, I'm sorry. So let's go back. So this is the timeline on this case. So he was indicted in July of 2019, and she had been missing at this point 7 months. 16-year-old girl. Had been missing 7 months. Body was never found. And she was 5 months pregnant when she was last seen, December 19, 2018, according to several court documents. On that day, Sawyer left school around lunchtime. She traveled to a salvage yard where Quillis worked. And it says police believe Sawyer was pregnant with her uncle's child, according to the outlet, and was shot and killed, put in a dumpster, and brought to a landfill. So this baby was never found. His attorneys is on here saying, hey, she's still alive. But looking at all the evidence that they brung, they showed that baby I mean, there's no way she's alive. Looking at everything and how everything adds up. And I'm trying to find this other baby because she was the second baby that this happened to. Let's see. See, this was another, but this baby, she was found. Let me see. Let me see. This is another case. Y'all see, every time I do a Google search, it brings up multiple. Okay, this is the other one I was talking about, Naziah. Let me put her name in here. It's Naziah Harris. They got text messages and it's the same as in the other case. They had text messages on Jonathan Quillis too. Jarvis Butts. Let's see. And then this man here is so disturbing because not only is he charged in her case, he's now been charged. Let's see. I'm waiting on this ad so we can see this video.
But 13-year-old Naziah Harris is now facing new charges in a separate case. Jarvis Butts is accused of sexually assaulting a 12-year-old girl back in 2013. Prosecutors say it happened at a home in Allen Park. He's being charged with criminal sexual conduct in that case. He's due back in court over this charge next week. Last year, Butts was charged with murder, criminal sexual conduct, and child sexually abusive activity in connection with Naziah's death. She was last seen getting off a Detroit school bus in January of 2024. Since then, her body has not been found. The case is heading to trial this fall, with jury selection expected to start on October 6th.
Okay, so Iyanla was her case. I heard her case first. That's the case we saw first with Jonathan Quillis. This man here, Jarvis Butts, which we see on the screen, it's like, are y'all related or something? Like, what are y'all seeing in these babies? How old was Naziah? She was 13. Naziah was 13, and Iyanla was, I think she may have been older. Let me do this. Okay, Iyanla was 16. Ayanna Sawyer was 16. And Zaya, she 13, so 3-year difference. But they both were pregnant when they disappeared. Let's see. And I'm trying, because I'm not mistaken, they were saying they think this baby was pregnant too. Let me see. I'm trying, because if I know I'm remembering this right. Let's see. So they said she may have been pregnant. So I don't think they ever confirmed that she was pregnant. So in September, she told him she had missed her period. So pretty much, I'm pregnant. I ain't come on my period. And so basically, the same thing. He wanted to. He was sexually assaulting this baby, and he wanted to get himself away from that. So his thing was, I got to get this baby out of her. Let me see. I'm trying to see. I think it was Court TV that had the.
I got 1 minute to show you this absolutely beautiful home. 245 Cypress Lake Cove. Let's go. Custom built home with.
Thank you. Good morning. Could you state your name for the record?
Shannon Harris,
And Ms. Harris, how old are you?
31.
And back on January, or in January 2024, where did you live?
With my mom. These are with my mom.
With your mother? Okay, who's your mom?
And then here,
Mom's name is Annette.
H2. That will be.
Do you recall those?
Let me see some.
Picture behind me is of Zanaya, and that will always be haunting because it was taken just a short time before the evidence shows that she was never seen or heard from again. It was taken by Nazaya herself, a selfie. That's the last known picture that we know about of her. It was pointed out to me by one of the detectives on this case and by one of the prosecutors. She is smiling and waving and saying hello. But little did she know that she was really saying goodbye.
They have accused of the murder, and there's a connection between this man and Nazaya's family, and a lot of the facts here are disturbing, to say the least.
The evidence shows overwhelmingly in this case that she is in fact deceased. The last time she was seen alive was January the 9th of this year, 2024, almost 9 months ago. Her missing status was reported to the Detroit Public School Police Department by her grandmother on that very day, when she never returned home from school. And again, that was January the 9th, 2024. In early February of 2024, the case was turned over to the Detroit Police Department. Frankly, that should have happened right away, but they began investigating immediately. The evidence would further show that through text messages that we know and that we have, Zaniyah and this defendant were going to meet after school on January the 9th. We know that she did indeed no one. They're charging Jarvis Butts have sex
a 13-year-old girl or under as well. And I think he did 10 years in prison for that as well. And
From sexual abuse, and that's the part.
Reports of abuse and neglect. And because of the reports of
Let me see. Because the text message was disturbing to say the least. I know they released some of them.
Judge? Good afternoon. Could you please state your name for the record?
Shannon Jones.
And how are you employed?
I am a sergeant with the City of Detroit Police Department.
And are you assigned to us?
She's never been missing before.
And what's 9,000 Connor?
9,000 Connor is the location that was identified that Jarvis.
Okay. And did you ever end up recovering those pairs from an? Okay. And that report specifically includes the location data and
9:32 p.m. UTC. The abortion pill. Get the facts about medication abortion. There is a search that was conducted before that on December 10th, 2023 at 9:31 p.m. UTC. And that site is plannedparenthood.org /blog/can I use herbs to have an abortion at home?
No, what she going over, y'all, is the search history on his phone.
and the next one, City of Detroit.
Yes.
And he is very quiet.
2:25 a.m. Jarvis's phone replies back to her, "Come ride with me and Nye, N-I-Y." 2:25 a.m. She replies, "Did they say I can come?" At 2:30 UTC, she sends him a message that says, "I'm sorry, but love you." 2:30 UTC, he immediately replies back, "Come on." 2:31, Zaniyah replies, "I can't, I'm going to get in trouble." The next message is at 2:35. She sends, "When you come back, drop Nye off, pull your car down the street, and I'll come in the base. I'll be waiting." Then immediately after that, she sends, "Basement, please." Jarvis replies, "Okay." At 2:40, Jarvis replies, "You in the basement yet?" Immediately after that, Zaniyah replies back, "Yeah." Now we are the next day being, it's now September 28th.
At Zaxby's, you can lemon pepper any way you want. Get lemon pepper wings, lemon pepper sandwiches, or lemon pepper fingers. Now that's lemon.
2:28 a.m. UTC.
And what she's going over is text message. So the first set of messages she read was one of the nights where he was texting his baby to meet up with him. Now we finna go to the second set.
She sends Jarvis a message that says, "Are we doing it tonight? I'm ready, fresh out the shower." The next message is a reply from him to her. Well, this is September 30th now at 1:25 a.m. UTC. He replies, "Yo." September 30th, 2:59, she replies, "You coming over?" She then sends another message directly after that, "Don't have school." At 3:07, a reply is received to Naziah from Jarvis saying, "Yep." She then replies, "Kay, we'll be waiting." At 3:17 a.m., he sends another message, she sends a message to Jarvis that says, "Text me when you get here." At 3:21 a.m., this is still September 30th date, Jarvis replies and sends a message to her saying, "Outside." Now we have skipped to September 30th, but it is now on here at 23:13 hours UTC. She sends a message to Jarvis saying, "Hey boo, you coming over?" 3:35 UTC. It's sent to Jarvis's 8719 number, and it says, "It's me, Naziah."
Okay, and just for clarification purposes, all the messages within this exhibit are sent to Jarvis's 8719 number.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want to jump.
And so I played this little part of these text message. This man texting a child. He wouldn't text. This is not him texting an adult. This man texting a whole child to meet up and have sex, and he had then got her so comfortable. She got to the point she was sending him messages to say, "Hey, come over. Hey, I don't got school." But of course, he done groomed this baby by this point. He'd have been having sex with this baby for months at this time, at this point, and so he didn't got all in her head, got her thinking she a little bit, she a child, teenager, that hit puberty, going through hormones through the roof, and here you got this man telling you you pretty, telling you you look good, telling you he wants you, he love you, he gonna treat you like his queen, because he did all that, said all that to that baby. But I didn't play the whole testimony of every single text message that was sent, because it's more text messages, it gets more disturbing, and y'all more than welcome to go look up that if y'all want to. Just type in just like that in YouTube. Y'all can go there to Court TV. I think it was Court TV, and then a couple people had because Court TV covered the whole thing. But he was texting this baby like he was texting a whole female adult, like it's somebody 30 years old, his age or something, above or something. Texting about meeting up, is you coming over? She telling him, is you coming over tonight? But mind y'all, this is a child, and this is. And look how many cases of this we've seen. Like I just played just two of the most recent ones that I came across. But it's multiple cases like this where these grown men sleeping with these babies. And I can't even say sleep, they raping. They say the right word because it's rape. It's rape. And it started with the leaving these babies along with these men, not realizing the inappropriateness of how it goes from a family, an uncle to a niece or a cousin to not realizing it goes from that to inappropriate. This man got absolutely inappropriate with this baby. Not just Jarvis Butts, but Jonathan Quillis too. He nasty and sick too. Both of them got these babies pregnant. And look how so similar these cases are. They got these babies pregnant, found out they was pregnant, started doing Google searches on how to get rid of these babies, how to do abortions without going to abortion clinics and stuff. And when all else failed, they killed these babies. And we ain't never seen or heard from them no more. But the police got enough evidence to say, hey, he killed her. He absolutely killed her. She's not alive. She's missing. We're not going to find the body. They disposed of the bodies. These babies are both still missing. Neither one of them have been. Neither one of their bodies have been found. But it's a lot of evidence that points to these babies are deceased. And to think two grown men, two separate cases, years apart, but it's the exact same case. It's like y'all men really out here going after children. All these women out here, y'all going after children. It's disgusting. And then when you Google it, there's another case. She was pregnant and they found her with a 40-year-old man after 2 months. Thank God they found her alive. She's 16. They found her in Nebraska with a 40-year-old man with Gary Day. And guess what? He the father of her unborn child. It's sad. Like it's really sad how all this is going on out here. It makes absolutely no sense. And she was reported from Wisconsin. He done traveled across state lines with her and took her to, what did he take her to? To Nebraska. And I'm saying he probably trying to get rid of that baby too. Or he probably one of them we can live together and raise the baby. And it's just sad how many cases you see like this. And this is the first this him here, Jonathan Quillis. He's the one that killed the 16-year-old. The other one was watching Jarvis Butts. He killed 13-year-old. And it's crazy how those cases are so similar. But thank God that this 16-year-old girl right here, Sophia, they found her and she's alive. It's just sad how these men get with these teenage girls. It's too many women out here for these men to be preying on these babies like this. And then for it to be going on right on the one girl, her uncle, it was her uncle, the 16-year-old girl, her uncle is the one that's charged in her case. And it was going on right in the house where everybody was at. He would wait till everybody go to bed and get her and they go have sex somewhere in the house while everybody sleep. But the thing is, people were saying they were seeing how they was acting around each other, how stuff was seeming inappropriate. And at one point he actually was reported, but it when it's unfounded. Because let me see. Let me go back. Because I just seen where they said she got failed by the system. Let me close this out. Jonathan Quillis. Let me go. Let me see some. Because I know I just seen it. And see, yeah, they found him guilty. He was found guilty in the death of his niece. Um, first degree murder. And he wasn't given the death penalty, but he was given life in prison. And let me see some. Let me see. Let me see if it'll come up. Let me put it on all. It's not coming. Let me see. I'm not finding it. But let me do this. Let me type her name in here. Iyanla. Excuse me. God bless me. Hey, Mom, I'm here.
Hey, I sent you some pictures. Did you get them?
Hold on, cause I'm live on my what's it called? They coming through now. Yeah, I see him.
Okay, so are you on the phone with somebody else?
No, I was on live. I'm on live on my YouTube channel. I'm about to be done in a second.
Okay, just call me back.
Okay. Sorry for the little interruption. Hello. Hey. Did I send you the link to my live?
Oh, no, I didn't check it. What you sent to Facebook?
Let me see if I sent. I know. Yeah, I sent it on Facebook, but did I send it to you?
Well, I didn't send it now on text message.
I sent it through Facebook, but I don't think it went to you. Hold on.
It didn't go to me.
Okay. I sent it. Yeah, I've been on here about an hour now.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
Coming home and take a nap.
So,
But again, if y'all want to see any of the or hear any of the text messages, just type in her name in text messages in YouTube or in Google, and it brings it up. Let me see if I click right here. So yeah, right here they show them where you can actually read them. Let me see. Okay, yeah, this is the news article I was looking for. So it explains that which he's already went to trial and been found guilty in her case. Um, they've already and sentenced him to life in prison. But this is what I want to talk about. It's not the only sexual abuse case that Bucks is involved with. He also has been charged for reportedly sexual abusing two other young girls, as well as conviction for sexual assault in 2005. Prosecutor called Bucks a serial child rapist who sexually assaulted an 8-year-old family member and a girlfriend's 4-year-old daughter, who reportedly caught chlamydia from the assault. Just nasty. Then gave the baby a whole STD and everything. 4 years old. Why he was still on the streets, I have no idea, because all this happened back. His first charge happened back in 2005, and he was convicted. But however, these people felt comfortable enough with this rapist, child rapist, to have him around children, a family for like I don't know what this girl auntie was thinking, but she felt comfortable enough to have this baby around a whole convicted child sexual rapist. He had already been convicted of sexual assault on a child in 2005, and you still thought he could be okay around your not one of your nieces, but multiple children. And when they charged him in this baby case, they charged him as a fourth time offender because at this point she was the fourth, fifth victim. And not on and yeah, she knew him. Like I said, that was her uncle, her step uncle through marriage. He was married to her auntie, her mom's sister. So of course she was around him. She didn't know no better. She's a child. She's 16. She don't know no better. Um, this man plying her with gifts, telling her I love you. Told this baby in a text message, I love you. I'll kill you and not cry about it because I love you that much. Baby, that's not love at all. He was brainwashing that baby. But yeah, it's a lot of text messages and stuff that y'all can go look at and read. It's a lot. They released they released all the text messages between him and his baby, leading clean up to when he killed to the day he texted her to meet up and then he killed her. In her case, he was charged with first degree premeditated murder, child sexual abuse of material, and second degree criminal sexual conduct with a person under 13. And he did end up going to trial. And mind y'all, all of this started in 2022. This baby wasn't 12 years old yet when this started. So he was raping this baby for years. He groomed this baby from before she was even a teenager. He was grooming her and molesting her. And he's into children. He's not into grown women. He's into children. And his wife ought to been charged right along with him because you gave this man access to these babies. I ain't understanding why she ain't charged yet, because she accomplice. She need to be right in jail right along with him, because baby, you was a whole accomplice. You not only you had kids with a child rapist, but you also had your nieces and nephews around the child rapist. Come on now. Common sense just ain't common no more. I see. I see that now.
How many people watch? Nobody?
I had one viewer earlier. Carolyn left some comments. Now I would say I got one viewer. You watching or is she still watching?
She probably still watching jump on right now.
But yeah, this is a whole. It's sickening. And like I said, he wasn't the only one because you had the other guy.
Let me get off the phone.
Okay. Love you. So yeah. So and we still talking about Jarvis Butts and Desire Harris. He groomed this baby for years. Starting when she was 11 years old, 2022. And then he ended up getting her pregnant and then killing her when she was 13. I think she was 13 when he killed her. And these are the text messages. Same thing in the Jonathan Quillis case. If you go back to that case, he got caught up because of text messages, because of him texting his baby. I mean, it's the cases are so similar. The men married into the family, got close to the children, raped them, got them pregnant, and killed them two little girls. And the only reason why I was stuck on this one so long because this man was a known child rapist, and her auntie still had her around. This man is sick. Like how do you do this? I'm still stuck on that part. This man is a known child rapist, and you decide I'm gonna allow him around I'm gonna have not only am I gonna have kids with this man, but I'm also gonna allow him around the young children in my family, my nieces and nephews. No, and she knew this man was a child rapist, so Because that came out too. It's not like she didn't know. She knew the man was a rapist and she still stood by. And then people were saying it was inappropriate stuff going on and it was missed. So this is Jonathan Quillis. This is his text message. I'm just so in love with you, I'll kill you and cry. So it's text message from this is Iyanla, 16-year-old Iyanla Sawyer, Jonathan Quillis. He told her, I'm just so in love with you, I'll kill you and cry. Was grooming his baby. Then you got Naziah, same thing. Text messages were changed where they was meeting up, where I love you, I want to see you, and all of that. Literally, both cases all the same. And like I said, when you do the Google search with either one of their names, it comes up. Let me see. Let me see, Jonathan. Wait, no. Go back. Looking at the wrong. Okay, Jarvis. Okay, that's who name I'm looking for. Okay, yeah, this is what I was looking for. I don't think it's a video. Well, maybe it is.
Dollars? It all starts with Rose Free Insurance Check. Just upload your insurance card to see if you have coverage. Then relax. We fight for you so you can get the lowest price possible. Did we mention it was free to check? Over 100,000 people have qualified for a $50 copay through Roe. Are you next? Start with your free insurance check at roe.co/begin.
Man charged with the death and assault of 13-year-old Naziah Harris is now facing new charges in a separate case. Jarvis Butts is accused of sexually assaulting a 12-year-old girl back in 2013. Prosecutors say it happened at a home in Allen Park. He's being charged with criminal sexual conduct in that case. He's due back in court over this charge next week. Last year, Butts was charged with murder, criminal sexual conduct, and child sexually abusive activity in connection with Naziah's death. She was last seen getting off a Detroit school bus in January of 2024. Since then, her body has not been found. The case is heading to trial this fall, with jury selection expected to start on October 6th.
Force, that means your mortgage. Everybody's watching, their mortgage is 2.
So yeah, I wanted to discuss that today because it was just on my mind. So yeah, one of them already been charged, found guilty. One of them already charged, found guilty, and in jail. The other one, and then so yeah, Jarvis, he getting ready to go to trial. Jonathan Quillis not ready.
Being in the online school has definitely changed our daily structure. It's so much more relaxed. And now that Evan.
Before we head to break, an update out of Michigan, where the judge in the Naziah Harris murder case has ruled there is probable cause.
Let me see, did he? And then something else that got me too in this case with Naziah, they didn't report her missing for 24 hours. If this baby was a good baby going to school and all that, why did it take 24 hours for y'all to decide, okay, yeah, we're going to report her missing? But yeah, I'll come back on this at another day. about these cases. If I get any future updates on Jarvis, I'll come back. Anything else comes out on Jonathan in the Yana Sawyer case, I'll come back with that as well. Now I'm gonna switch gears to we're gonna talk about something else here in a minute. Let's see. Excuse me. Well, no, I ain't gonna add nothing else on to this live. I've been on here for a little minute. I'll come back in a little bit with my next topic of what I'm gonna talk about, because what I'm going into next is domestic violence in relationships. And this is something that definitely needs to be talked about. It's not talked about enough. The only time we hear about it is when somebody then got killed or something. There's been a traumatic event. Then we hear something on the news. Oh, it was domestic violence in a relationship. We need to speak up more about domestic violence. Let me see. And really, why I'm bringing up domestic violence, the most recent case I seen of domestic violence, I'm seeing two. One, the man said a whole, and I wouldn't even consider this. I don't know if we could put this under domestic violence because they wasn't no longer even together. But he set a whole apartment complex building, the whole apartment building on fire, killing people because he found out that his ex-girlfriend had started dating one of his friends. So he decided he was gonna set a whole apartment building on fire and kill and some kids died as a result of that. And then another case that I saw, the woman was shot, her child was shot. Excuse me. Then I think the man ended up killing himself at some point. I think they ended up finding his body. But we're gonna get into that later on. We're gonna get into that later on. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can find it. If not, I'll just come back later. Yeah, I'm trying to see. X. If I can't find it, I'll get it later. Okay, I got it. Let's see. And that fire killed 4 people. Let me type in his. Let me go over here. Yeah, literally burnt the whole building.
You've got a subscription for streaming movies and music, maybe even one for food. A plan from HomeServe is like a subscription for peace of mind. When a covered system breaks, we'll send a qualified contractor and pay for the repair.
Plans from HomeServe start at just $4.99 a month.
Lontre Clark remains behind bars tonight after a Cook County judge determines that he is a danger to the community. Investigators say the 23-year-old became enraged and intentionally set fire to his friend's apartment after learning that that friend may have started dating his ex-girlfriend.
We're sticking close together. It's a day-by-day process.
George Smith says his family can finally begin their journey for justice now that the man accused of starting the fatal fire that claimed the lives of his loved ones heads to court. Prosecutors say 23-year-old Lontre Clark was angry that his friend and ex-girlfriend were dating, that he allegedly threw a Molotov cocktail into the Austin neighborhood apartment where they were, sparking a fire that killed 4 people, including Smith's pregnant cousin and her young son.
It's an uphill journey, and the journey has not yet begun. The healing has not yet begun. We're a family that's hurting. We're a family that's sad. We're a family that's in pain.
Calling it a horrific crime and a brazen disregard for life, a Cook County judge showed Clark no mercy. Authorities arrested the 23-year-old Chicago man in downstate Springfield on Wednesday. He now faces murder, attempted murder, and aggravated arson charges, along with dozens of additional felony counts. 5-year-old Jason Henry, his mother, 32-year-old Regina Brown Henry, who was 3 months pregnant, Gina's sister, Destiny Brown Henry.
So what I'll do, because I've been on here a while, what I'll do is I'll come back a little later on, and we'll go into this case about this domestic violence and this man, how he killed these 4 people, innocent people, because he was mad and went into a rage. And then there's another case that I was going to talk about. It's all domestic violence. I'm not going to go into it right now because I've already been on here a while talking about the 2 girls and the whole situation with them being pregnant by their uncles, and then now they both came up missing. So I'm gonna leave that right there. Which guy you talking about? Did who already get arrested, baby? I see your comment. Hello?
Yeah, you gotta pay attention to the
So to answer the question, yes, this guy right here, yes, it's from right here on the screen for this story with the apartment fire. Yes, he is in custody and they're holding him. I don't believe he has a bond. Let me come back to it. Wait. And so yeah, he's already went to they basically had the preliminary hearing, and he's then the judge said, no, you gotta stay in jail. You can't get out. You're a danger to the whole community. You set a whole apartment building on fire. So he's in jail right now. I'm trying to see what his charges are. His specific charges. Okay, he is facing first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, aggravated arson, and other felony charge in connection with the fire that erupted on West North and North Laramie Avenues, prompting a sizable response. And the building he set on fire was his friend, so somebody he had been friends with over a woman because the female had started dating the friend. So he set the building on fire. The people that he was after weren't even hurt in the fire. He killed 2 women. One of the women was pregnant, 3 months pregnant, and then her 5-year-old son also passed. And then one older gentleman, Brad Cummins, he was also killed in the fire. Then there was a lot of other people that were injured, including a 4-year-old, the lady's 4-year-old son, one of the ladies that passed away, Destiny, her 4-year-old son, who's been in the hospital since he's in grave condition from his injuries from the fire. He's still in the hospital. Um, so basically this man decided, I can't be with you, you ain't gonna be with nobody else either. He tried to take them out. He didn't even hurt them. He killed the innocent people and children. And the one baby still in the hospital fighting for his life. Let me see. Was it another update? Let's see. Oh, this was from July 12th. So yeah, it don't look like there's no further updates on this one. I just had wanted to touch on it. But yeah, he has charges on him and he's in jail. Um, it was an intentional fire. He threw a Molotov from what I saw that he threw a Molotov cocktail into the building. Um, killed 4 people. Like I said, the little baby, he's 4 or 5 years old. He's still in the hospital. The girl, one of the females, she was pregnant, gives her and her unborn child. It was a lot. A lot of lives were lost due to jealousy. And again, it probably was domestic violence in their relationship before they broke up. If he went, he probably went. And I was just touching on, and I ain't gonna really get into it like that, cause like I said, I'm finna get ready to end this. But domestic violence is gonna be my next topic. Relationship violence, domestic violence is my next topic. So I ain't gonna stay on this too much. I just wanted to say, but I did want to answer the question that I had in my chat. But yeah, he in jail, arrested and charged. Still got to go to trial and all of that, but they know who did it and what happened. And I'll be back later on to touch back on about the domestic violence, relationship violence, and to talk about if I find another update on this particular case, I'll come back with it a little later. But that's probably gonna be it for me for right now. Um, because yeah, this is way off topic from what I was talking about at first, as far as the children and the rapes and stuff like that, and the little girls disappearing. So I ain't gonna keep jumping all over the place. I know I already went over their cases and discussed how this is something that happens more than we know. A lot of the times it doesn't get reported. As far as with these children getting sexually assaulted, if we do get reported, it's CPS always unfound and it's sending these children back into danger. But again, that's something else for another day too. I'm gonna get over here. I ain't gonna keep going into these different stories or different topics. Just wanted to come on here and discuss those 2 cases because they've been on my mind heavily with Iana Sawyer and Naziah Harris. They both went through the same thing. Exact identical cases, tragic outcomes for both of those young girls. Hate they went through all that and was traumatized by all of that. Glad that they've getting justice, though the justice has been served for both of those young ladies, those teenagers, those children, because they were still children that went through that. But yeah, I'm gonna end this right here. And I go back into domestic violence, relationship violence will be my next topic when I go back live, either later on today or tomorrow. That'll be my next topic, relationship violence. And we'll go deeper into that. I touched on that one story, but I ain't gonna I ain't gonna jump in on another story about it. We'll get into it another time. You all have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And thank you all. Thank you to you all that did tune in and watch this live while I was live. And thank you to those who are gonna watch the replay. Thank you to everyone. And again, enjoy the rest of your Sunday.